You got a great wholesale deal under contract. Now what? The money in wholesaling comes from when you find the right buyers fast. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to find real estate investors who are ready to buy your deals today, even if you're brand new to wholesaling. So first, let's start off talking about why finding buyers first matters. And most beginners make a mistake of finding deals before they have any buyers at all. It's something you want to work in parallel, right? You want to find deals and start networking with buyers at the same time. So successful wholesalers build a buyers list first or at the same time as finding deals so that, once you get that deal under contract, you already have a network of people to market it to. Now, a strong buyers list, as I mentioned earlier, it leads to faster closings, less stress, more profit, and less likely of you losing a chance to lose that property. You spend all that time and energy and marketing money to get it under contract. You got to have those buyers to close it and get paid. So what is a cash buyer? So a cash buyer is usually an investor who can close quickly. And so there's no bank approvals, there's no loans. And with a cash transaction, you could close in, a few weeks. It depends on how fast the title search can get done. Whereas when you deal with someone with it, they has to get lending. There's someone else has to approve the deal. It could take up to 60 days for some loans, and it's just a lot longer process. And when you get under contract with your buyer, you might only have 30 to 45 to 60 days to close. So timing matters in that case. So common types of buyers are that are ideal for like a property that's the stress asset from a motivated seller are fix and flip investors, someone that's going to buy, renovate, and resell the property. Then you have your landlords or your buy and hold investors, where they're going to buy, renovate, rent out, and refinance out. They're more for the longer term. Does the property, they're going to look at numbers from does a cash flow perspective. What are the rents out of the area? What do I have to buy it at? And what kind of repairs do I have to make to get those rents? And then also, if you're maybe flipping lots or dirt, those end buyers could be potentially real estate developers where they're going to buy homes or custom built homes in a certain lot, or if you have multiple land and parcels, they could build a smaller development. And then you're also going to have just larger group investors out there that they're always just looking for steady properties to buy. They might be having a cheaper cost of capital, and they might be able to purchase pricing a little bit higher than your individual kind of fix and flip investor. So those are your kind of common types of cash buyers. But your goal is to basically build this network of cash buyers that we just talked about. And you want repeat customers. You want to bring them deals first to kind of get first dibs on it. And before you market out to the groups, you kind of build that relationship and be like their acquisition funnel essentially for some properties. Now, step one, let's talk about let's start with our local real estate investor association, or RIAs. And when you attend these meetings or real estate meetups, you're going to meet money people there. You're going to meet other wholesalers there, and you're going to meet the landlords or the fix and flippers there. So, hand out business cards, start networking, ask what kind of properties people are looking for, what's their ideal location and price range. Get to know them. It's a business relationship, and add all that information back to your CRM. So when you get a deal, you can email them, call them, text them, whatever communication they want to see the property. And building genuine relationships. This is when I get an email. Hey, I know this person. They seem qualified. They understand the numbers. Let me take a look at their wholesale deal. Step two would be using online investor groups. So you got in person that we just talked about. Now you have online investor groups where you could join different Facebook groups or BiggerPockets, and they're going to have a list of full-time active investors there and part-time investors. And in those groups, you want to search for like real estate investors, name your city, state that you're looking in, or fix and flip your city, state, or cash buyers group, city, state. That way you can kind of see what's on Facebook or BiggerPockets. And those are groups that you could join and promote your wholesale deal to those groups. And then you could also introduce yourself when joining those groups. Maybe say, hey, I'm a wholesaler. I've got discounted properties in XYZ city, looking to connect with serious cash buyers. Please email me or drop me a direct message, whatever platform you're using. So you want to be consistent, constantly out there, engaging, networking in person and online. And before I move forward in this video, I got a more detailed 34 ways of finding cash buyers that kind of tutorial that I created that I'll put in the show notes below here that you guys could click on and watch. So it's a great resource and gives you 34 different ways, online, in person, marketing ideas to attract cash buyers and add them and grow your list. So step three is finding buyers from public records. This is where you can Go online for most of them. You can search your county's property appraisal tax records, and you can sort by recent cash sales. You can download and purchase that list, and then you can mail to those people. Now, some of them might be non-investors, like homeowners. They just had the cash and they bought the home outright. Others could be investors, and especially if it's an entity name like an LLC, they're buying for cash. You will see that most likely they'll bring an investor. So you could skip trace them, get their mailing information or contact information, and call or mail them. Just make sure they're not like on a do not call list or anything like that. And then step four is, if you don't have the money but you have the time, you can drive for buyers. Um, Driving for, dollars is one way when you're looking for properties like fixer uppers or homes that need to be renovated or flipped. But then if you're driving around and you see a house being renovated, pull over, talk to the contractor, find out who the investor is. It's a great way to potentially, find a person that's already renovated property, seeing if they want to know their next deal. So that's another example when you're driving around, be mindful of that. When you're looking for properties, also think about how can I find buyers too. Another step five, is networking with real estate agents and title companies. Some agents that I know only worked with investors and cash only investors. So you could ask them, who's actively buying. And if you got a deal, you could send them through the agent. Agent will get paid along the way as a fix and flip investor would buy and then release it with them. Title companies, right? They know at closings who are the continuous serious buyers that buying for cash, buying a few properties a month, quarter, whatever case may be. And you could contact with those folks. And so you want to build relationships not just at these local real estate investor meetings, but like other people in the real estate ecosystem, such as agents and title companies and contractors. Next step, an idea that you could have is you want to market your deals professionally. What I see is not to do a lot of, I get emails from wholesalers with like no information. They'll just say ARV, not talk about any repairs and have a number. It's a quick delete, meaning I don't think the wholesaler knows what they're doing is probably not a deal. So if you're able to articulate in your email when you blast out a property that here's ARV, here's the comps I used, here's the repairs that are needed to get that after repair value, and knowing the holding costs and the profit that an investor wants to make, and then from there you could set your asking price for your contract to investors. So you got to know your numbers, and so understanding after repair value, understanding. Um, Rehab and renovation costs. And I got other videos, just quick ways to do this. It's the 70% rule. So you take after repair value times 70% minus renovation costs, minus the assignment fee you want to make. That's a good number that a fix and flip investor would purchase a property at. And then also, obviously, when marketing a deal, have the address, have the photos, the numbers we talked about, and obviously your contact information so they could call, text, email you back. You got to know your numbers when marketing the property to stand out from the rest of the noise out there from wholesalers. And then step seven is you reach out directly. If you met someone in person already, and you just have their email and then their phone numbers, after you send out your email blast, a day later, call or text them like, "Hey, I'm a local wholesaler. I sent you an email. Hey, you had a chance to take it to the property. Any interest? You want to go visit it?" Things like that. Constantly following up, nudging people. It's a continued way to build relationships, get your name out there, and then obviously find a buyer for your property. And then step eight is just building and organizing your buyers list. So, in the beginning, you could use like an Excel file or Google Sheets. And from there, as you evolved, you might want to use a CRM to kind of track all these company names, any type of meeting notes that you had with them. So you could kind of build rapport relationships with people. What are their interests, price points, etc. And then when was the last time you mailed them? Were they interested? And you could be more organized around your buyers list. But starting out a simple like a Google Sheet or Excel file is good enough. And then you also want to, when you meet buyers, probably want to qualify them. Not all cash buyers are legit. Some of them have never done a deal and they say they want to buy a fix and flip, but when it's time to wire money or sign a contract, people get cold feet. So you want to just vet people out, making sure that they actually close on deals, they got proof of funds, and how quickly can they close. Just kind of be transparent with them and let them be transparent with you to see what their level of expertise is. Next, you just want to step 10, kind of keep nurturing relationships. You want to, if you have repeat buyers or like a top 10 list of buyers, go out to coffee with them, take them out to lunch, continue to build relationships, no different than any other business relationships in sales. You always want to be in front of your customers and continue to strengthen those relationships. So, kind of key takeaways from our video